Great sports city, Chicago, and this season has been really good. The Bulls currently down 3-2. Game 6 Thursday in Chicago on ESPN. Cleveland good, LeBron great last night. And the Blackhawks, they sweep the Wild in round 2. Now get the Ducks in the conference finals. So yeah, Patrick Kane, Ryan Sandberg. This is such a great sports town, great sports city.
It's so fun to come here to play, especially as a young player.
White Sox are a good team this year and should improve. Fowler tried to lay a bunt down on Harvey and pulls it foul.
I got the Blackhawks. That's my pick. Barry Melrose kind of gave me a little tip there, and my oldest son Garrick is saying the Rangers. So that's a problem.
A lot of Blackhawk hats, jerseys around.
Good pitch.
I went to the game here for the Winter Classic.
Oh,
I mean,
how cool was that?
I had like 8 socks on, but it was pretty awesome.
Was it colder tonight or colder that night?
No, that night, no question, not even close. It was freezing, but
that is such an amazing event.
Really fun.
I went to the one at Fenway.
Woo! Fowler ducks out of the way of that. 2-1. You guys talk about the temperature. So there have been 8 games here at Wrigley this year with a game time temp of 50 degrees or below. 8 times 50 or below. Fowler hits this one to center field, and it's right at Kirk Neuenhuis. So you take those 8 games at 50 or below. The Cubs are 6-2 in those games, but the key here is they've won 4 of them by shutout, and they lost 1 in a shutout. So you're not scoring runs with the temperature like that and the wind blowing in, and you got Harvey and Hamill on the mound.
Well, and Dougie played here, so he's obviously a lot more in tune. But as a visiting player, I came here and thought, oh my goodness, this ballpark's so tiny. Everybody, but the wind is everything here, because the wind can make this park play 200 down the lines or 400.
And this guy can hit it out. Chris Bryant on this night, he does take a rip at it, doesn't he?
But he was late on that ball because because of how he set this lineup up the first time around.
Absolutely, Kurt. And he was ahead of the other fastballs he hooked foul. So he's like, all right, let me stay back a little bit. Oh, by you, too late.
Yeah, well, you've seen him. First 2 guys in the lineup second time around have been fastballs.
Bounces one. 3 home runs his last 4 games, Bryant. He's got some incredible numbers as far as number of games played. 24 hits, 20 walks. Been very patient for just a 23-year-old. There's a breaking ball.
Up.
It does. A couple of his balls have been up tonight.
A lot of the balls that have been called breaking balls have been up in the strike zone. But when you throw the ball 97, you get away with that more than not.
It's also on the black. I mean,
yeah.
Those are tough.
Fastball.
Good spoil there. All right, so Chris Bryant's first career home run came in game 21 for Bryant. It took him a little while to get there. And of course, as baseball players are prone to do, no matter who you are, when you hit your first home run, there's nobody there to greet you. Fair ball, tough play. Murphy got him.
Wow.
Oh, called him safe. Take a look at that. The ball appeared to beat him, but Bryant, who last night beat out a slow roller to third, actually a more hard hit ball, beat it out.
Well, Murphy made an adjustment this time because last time he threw it a little soft and Bryant got there, so he caught and threw immediately. And you know, Bryant can move a little bit. He can move. I mean, this is as quick as you can make it. You know, he touched, boom, quick throw.
Yeah, and that hole at bat right there, that play, he's on first base because of the foul ball. That pitch he fought off was a pitch that not a lot of hitters can foul off. Gives himself another chance and legs out, you know, an infield hit. 40 home run guy legging out infield hits is not a bad.
Second night in a row. So Chris Bryant establishing himself as a real hustle type player too. Now Rizzo fouls one back.
First pitch fastball.
You could tell Rizzo had a plan coming in with Harvey. He's like, if I get a first anything early, I'm attacking. He's trying to get him. And Rizzo has such a good approach, even as he gets behind in the count. So he's trying to be aggressive, but he knows he can handle things as it gets deeper into the count.
35 pitches for Harvey, 25 strikes.
One of the things you notice, especially for young pitchers, fans, how quickly Matt Harvey had to use all 4 of his pitches in this game.
Is that by his choice? Because he went right away to it.
Well, yeah, I think he had a game plan coming in, but that tells you, to me, that tells you how tough this lineup is to pitch to.
Granderson shallow in right field with a lot of room in the corner and a very fast runner. Ouch. Harvey hits Bryant. I should say hits Rizzo, and he goes down to first. Bryant to second. Remember, Lucas Duda, the number 4 hitter for the Mets, was hit by a pitch earlier in the game.
And this is just overthrown right here. Got a ball in, he's set up in, he's amped up. And that's what happens sometimes when a pitcher tries to make a better pitch he needs to make.
By the time Rizzo gets to the bench, he's going to have a 3rd foot growing out of that.
Yeah, there'll be he could have a chicken hoof.
Oh. I mean, it's cold. It's not going to be fun.
Now Starlin Castro.
See that right there, to me, that tells you this kid behind the plate is a little bit on the younger side, because if I'm a veteran catcher right there, I go out just to talk to him, calm him down, and remind him that he doesn't have to do that.
Well, we saw that last year in the World Series with Salvador Perez and the way he handled that Royals pitching staff.
The analogy I use is a golf analogy. A guy birdies a hole and feels like he has to shoot better the next hole. You can't be better. His stuff is more than adequate with what he does, and he doesn't need to try and do too much.
1 out, chance for the Cubs with 2 men on.
That's why also, Carl, why you're seeing those breaking balls up in the strike zone, or the sliders that are staying middle half to inner half on righties. He's trying to overthrow too hard, in a sense, so he's not getting finished. He's leaking his front side and leaving the ball in the middle of the plate up. But his stuff is so good that he gets foul balls.
Castro, a good hitter with men on, hits 281. Jammed. Infield fly rule. Batter out. Runners back to their bases.
So one of the things that you do, everybody does as a pitcher, you see where he's set up. He's set up on the inside part of the plate. He's overthrowing the ball in, and I like that as opposed to kind of guiding the ball. You guide the ball, you get hammered. You overthrow the ball, your catcher can kind of walk you back a little bit. And also, if I'm a hitter, I'm trying to find a way to look back here, because the catcher is kind of tipping pitches a little bit, and some guys like to know that.
How's he doing that?
He's widening his stance to a breaking ball, which a lot of catchers do, because I think for blocking and throwing purposes.
Montero fouls 1 out of play.
I don't know. To me, that's more of a base coach thing.
Well, certainly once they're on the bases and you see that, sort of off speed, he's a little wider.
Now, Dougie, if you're hitting, do you want to know that before?
Well, it's hard. The challenge is how do you communicate it?
Right.
That's the trick. Now, second base, he's clued in, then you can get sort of a signal thing going. But look how wide he's getting right there. I mean, you see how spread out he is. So he starts thinking, is that a breaking pitch every time? And
because it's got to be every time. That's the other thing people.
Absolutely. Right. But the beauty of this is, like, especially you're at second base, you get that breaking ball, you take off, you're in good shape.
Check swing, Montero into the seats. The other thing about Harvey tonight is he has pounded the strike zone on first pitches. 12 of 14 hitters have seen a first pitch strike.
If you go up there looking to hit a single the other way, you can hit guys like this first pitch. But if you're trying to drive a ball, you're not going to drive a 97-mile-an-hour fastball down and away to the pull side. A lot of guys will try and do that.
Bryant on second, Rizzo on first.
At times I've seen it, the stance for the catcher has been very pronounced when he goes to a breaking ball. He goes way wide.
And he's conscious. He's conscious of blocking. He's trying. He's worried about the one in the dirt.
He held that one, hoping for the strike call, but he won't get it.
Right now, it looks like he's using second sign, too. How quickly could you pick up on that as a runner at second, Doug? What sign after one or second sign?
Well, it's tough. I mean, it depends on the pitcher. You know, a guy like Roger Clemens, who had he needed Morse code and sort of a abacus. But, you know, some guys definitely tip it away.
Herrera makes the third out, so the Cubs had a couple men on, and they can't solve Harvey. Through 4, the Mets and the Cubs 0-0.
Cavs Bulls at 8, Rockets Clippers at 10:30 tomorrow on ESPN.
We need coffee.
Got it right here.
Cups?
12-ounce, 8-ounce recyclable.
Creamers, sweeteners, stirrers, filters?
Creamers, sweeteners, stirrers, filters, K-Cups.
Hazelnut, French vanilla, French roast, dark, light, medium, bold, extra bold?
And decaf.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
No reason.
Make on budget happen, make caffeinated happen. Staples, make more happen.
Lennox makes the quietest system you can find. So even though it's the most powerful force in your home, it won't sound like it is.
For Nick?
Yeah. You want to take a shortcut?
Sure. So how do you like driving the FRS?
I love it. Handles well. It's got plenty of power. This is it.
Nah. The Scion FRS. Lease one today at the Scion Zero Drive Off lease event.
You drop 40 grand on a new set of wheels, and wham, a minivan T-bones you. Guess what? Your insurance company will only give you $37,000 to replace it. Depreciation, they claim. How can my car depreciate before its first oil change, you ask? Maybe the better question is, why do you have that insurance company?
With Liberty Mutual New Car Replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Go take the trail less traveled. Go to a park that doesn't have a theme. Go spend a little more time and a little less money. Go to Bass Pro Shops for huge savings during our Go Outdoors event and sale, with great deals on gear for camping, hiking, and paddle sports, like savings of $50 on a Coleman 3-room dome tent. Save 25% on all Bass Pro duffel bags, plus a free photo and free fishing at our catch and release pond. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here.
Well, Derrick Rose's health certainly a concern here in Chicago. LeBron outstanding last night. Second round of the NBA playoffs continue Thursday. The double dip. Tip-off 7:30. LeBron and the Cavs then will play at 8. 10:30. James Harden and the Rockets try to force a Game 7 against Chris Paul and the Clippers. You can catch it all Thursday on ESPN. Both of these pitchers, Hamill and Harvey, have shown excellent control. Back up this way. Hamill, 34 strikes and only 13 balls.
You could have possibly reached out and...
No, there's actually a roof overhanging us.
I don't care. Get after it. You got range. I would have caught you.
You would not have caught.
No, I wouldn't.
Ouch. You can almost feel the pain when the ball hits the bat if it's not on the sweet spot.
Well, that serves a purpose as a pitcher in the sense that he clearly likes that ball in.
Right.
So I want him to think about that ball, and the only way to keep him thinking in is to throw that pitch where you know he can't keep it fair. And then you do that. You go back to that spot, but you throw one that goes below the strike zone.
Well, if this continues, I mean, the other part of the Cubs dynamic now with all the young hitters is Arrieta pitched like an ace last night.
He's one of those guys who's come on strong.
They have Lester.
Yep.
And Hamill's such a good control guy.
This is the guy to me. If he's your 3 or 4, you're a really good team. Yeah, or you have a really good rotation.
Feels like Arrieta is the guy that's kind of the X factor.
Wow. But his numbers are ace number.
That's what I mean. I mean, if he is that guy, you got a 1 and a 1A almost. Neuenheis strikes out, and we send it back to John.
Out there in Los Angeles, weird play. Check this out. As Kozar deals to Howie Kendrick. Here comes Stanton, lays out. and makes a nice grab, or did he? Looks like he trapped it. They reviewed it, and Don Mattingly was ejected because they actually upheld the call, said it was a catch. It's 2-1 right now, back to Wrigley.
Good reaction from Don there. That's the you know, the sort of conundrum you face. If it's replayed, you can't argue it.
Right.
And he did. Nice play over there at second base. Russell smothered it, and he throws to get Dilson Herrera out. Not only are you getting some pitching, you're getting some defense. Fowler tonight, now Dilson Herrera grounds into an Addison Russell good play.
We saw him in spring training, and I think I was blown away. I know we were talking about it that first day. He is way more polished than I expected to see at that age.
And he's a shortstop.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's why they talk about potentially moving Sterling Castro, I think, because they believe that's his position.
Harvey trying to give himself a 1-0 lead.
You go big or go home. See, and then you do that, and I guarantee he did that because Matt did it to him.
Yeah, contact might be a really bad thing for Harvey.
Well, his last at bat ended with him sheepishly walking back.
Well, there were nights where if you were up enough and I was hitting the 6th or 7th inning, I would flail at that pitch right there.
Just to get back?
Just to get back.
I get paid to do what I do on the mound. That's how it ended the last time. All right, Jason Hamill, 7 pitches in the 3rd, 7 pitches in the 4th, 11 pitches in the 5th. Efficiency.
Clocks are a buzzkill, so Fridays is killing the clocks. In here, every day's Friday and every hour's happy. Get boneless sriracha wings, bacon wrapped jalapenos, or a featured drink, $5 or less. All day, every day. Happy Friday.
We spent a lot of time on our home theater. We started with grass seed.
Did you know that DirecTV has 4K, the best picture format available? It's like a theater quality experience in your home. But don't just take my word for it. Take it straight from my horse's mouth.
Actually, I wasn't listening, Hannah. I was concentrating on my walking because I got 4 legs, so it's like front left, front right, back left, back right. It's more complicated than you have to do, probably.
Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
When a moment spontaneously turns romantic, why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. Insurance coverage has expanded nationally, and you may now be covered. Contact your health plan for the latest information.
This Sunday on SportsCenter,
1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6.
Isaiah Bird is determined to overcome the odds, and a special bond with a caring coach only makes him stronger. SC Featured presents Isaiah Bird, No Excuses, all day Sunday on SportsCenter.
Back here at Wrigley, those hats kind of necessary tonight. Temperatures in the 40s for a Mets-Cubs game. And so far the offenses have, well, they've hit like it's 40 degrees. Jorge Soler swing and a miss as Matt Harvey continues to mow him down.
Yeah, with Soler, he's just got to attack any fastball he sees near the zone. he's not doing well against the breaking pitch. Anything close, he's got to jump on.
That's a makeup.
Yeah, that was a late call too on that.
Yeah. Well, that's part of Matt Harvey's game is learning who these guys are behind the plate as umpires, because that's part of the game.
That's why.
That's what Soler has had such a hard time doing tonight as he strikes out. First time tonight, but 48th strikeout of the season. Let's wind back the clock a little bit. 5 years go to 2010. The notable first round picks. Overall #1 that year, Bryce Harper.
That worked out.
That was a good pick.
That was not a bad pick either.
Manny Machado #3 to the Orioles. The Dark Knight, Matt Harvey #7 to the Mets, and Chris Sale.
Yeah.
On the south side of Chicago, #13. Pretty good draft year.
Decent.
Bunt laid down. Good one. Coughlin. Throw to first. Yes. Daniel Murphy. All right. I mean, that's a couple of good plays by Murph tonight.
Real
One
good.
Bryant beat out, but he made it very close. And this was, it's almost like the whole place kind of stopped. Even Murph, like, are we out? Are we safe? Are we getting one here?
This is a fantastic play. I mean, coming in full speed, but then you have to change direction. Watch, going across your body. I mean, that's the trick with that play. You're running one direction, but now you have to throw across your body and be accurate.
Right.
They stretch. Ooh.
Well, that last word is the big one for me, is not just throw across your body, but being accurate. That ball's right on the nose, too.
Good play by Murphy to get Coughlin, and now the pitcher, Jason Hamill. All right, so 94. Now we should see a breaking ball here.
Well, he messed with him last time.
Nope.
Well, and honestly, I know we kind of joke about it, but both of these guys understand if you want to pitch into the 7th, 8th, and 9th in the National League, you have to be able to handle the bat. That means get a runner over, put the ball in play, and guys that can't do that pay for it. 7
strikeouts for Matt Harvey and a 1-2-3 at bat for Jason Hamill. 2 hits. That's all we've seen from both teams. This will continue on a Wednesday night.
Go take the scenic route and save on the gear you need at Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. Check out Sun Tracker, America's favorite pontoon boats. Now with the best factory warranty in the pontoon business.
Excuse me, do you have the keys for the razor case?
No.
It's kind of like they don't want you to buy razors. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors for just a few bucks.
DirecTV Cinema has the latest Hollywood hits almost a month before Redbox. With just one click, you can watch hot new releases like The Boy Next Door.
I'm the adult. I wasn't thinking clearly.
Slow West.
What do they want? Blood, money.
Barely Lethal.
Catch her, Agent 83, and bring her in.
Taken 3.
I know what I'm capable of.
So say goodbye to Red and stay home instead with DirecTV Cinema. The newest movies, no returns, and 0 late fees ever. Movies start at channel 125.
So,
yes?
French fries and I are pregnant. And we're having chicken fries.
Everybody just calm down.
Again?
There's just no stopping true love. Chicken fries are back at Burger King.
Let's go.
I love our backyard.
All right, give me a fastball here. Whoa.
And when I'm with my daughter, there's no better place in the whole world.
Every home has a story. Tell yours at coldwellbanker.com.
New TLX from Acura.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
A helicopter.
Welcome back, everyone. Follow your favorite team and players all season. MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball at bats up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, statcasts, and more. Get MLB.com at bat now. Cubs and Mets. They're going to play 7 games this season. A 4-game set now, and then they'll be at Citi Field for 3, June 30th through July 2nd. A rare ball from Jason Hamill. Top of the order up for the New York Mets. We begin the 6th inning. 2-0. It looked like Montero thought that was a strike. Only one 3-ball count so far in this game. That one is laced, and that's a hit for Curtis Granderson into right field. And he is on board. All right, time now to go under the hood. Curt's going to do that for us. It's brought to you by Advanced Auto Parts.
Well, Carl, you mentioned early in the game about Jason Hamill and his tendency first time around the lineup to get hit. You saw inconsistency, command, throwing his fastballs, drifting back over the middle plate. You don't get big league hitters out there. When you move to the corners, you get guys out chasing pitches when they're concerned about your fastball command, and he picked it up, found it. That was a 2-0 fastball this last at bat to Granderson. He backed himself in a corner.
And we showed you these numbers at the top.
Those are freaky. Those are the opposite of how it usually works.
First time through the order, hitters hit him at 327, and then you saw second time goes down, third time into the hundreds.
Well, that to me, that talks about a pitcher with a high baseball IQ, where he can learn, and Pedro was that way.
Right.
Where he can adapt himself as the game moves on to his stuff and to how the hitters are reacting.
Murphy's a good hitter. Granderson's got speed. You try to lay one down and get the man to second. Nope. And now he's behind 0-2 as he sends one to the roof and out of Wrigley Field.
There's nothing really you can do with that pitch but do that. You know, it's just try to get your hands through the zone. You see his batting average is 0-2, 400. So him being down, he's very comfortable, very confident in that situation.
And that's a number as a pitcher I know going in.
Right. Really a small lead for Granderson. And Granderson represents the first time tonight that either of the Cubs or the Mets have had a man leading off the inning reach base.
You know, this is a good time to advance on a ball in the dirt, sort of anticipating. Even if you're not stealing the base, you can get a good secondary lead, look for that breaking ball in the dirt, take off.
And I'll back Doug up. The reason if you're Curtis Granderson's a smart ball player, you know this guy's a good 2-strike hitter, and you're assuming this is a smart pitcher, which he is. He's going to try and throw a ball to get him to chase. That ball's probably going to be something down in the dirt.
Granderson, the smart player, though, ran himself into a big out last night at third base on a ball hit to left field. He was out by 15 feet. And it was a pivotal point in the game for the Mets. 1-2, Murphy, fair ball. That one down the line in the left. Takes a weird hop. Granderson safely into third, and Daniel Murphy, who hits 400, 0-2, delivers again with 2 strikes.
Well, he tried to go backdoor with a breaking ball, and he's overthrown a couple breaking balls this inning, leaves it up in the strike zone. It's not a power breaking ball. I'll tell you what, Doug, I was kind of caught off guard at the end of this play. I thought he had to play at second base, like by a long shot.
Right, once you know, the danger though is once you come up throwing to second base here, if anything gets away, Granderson can keep going. So you have to make sure you keep the throw down and make the cutoff man make the decision.
Murphy red hot coming in his last 10 games, over 300. He's 2 for 2 with a walk. And now a chance for Michael Kadire. On the ground to third, Bryant goes to first. Harvey and the Mets have a 1-0 lead.
I was just getting ready to say this is where this is a high leverage situation as a pitcher. You want to get the strikeout because I don't concede anything when I'm going up against a Matt Harvey.
Well, that may be it. Isn't that a question? Stealing third. Heads up place running by Daniel Murphy. Took advantage of Jason Hamill kind of sleeping out there. And that's a good play by Murphy with 1 out to get to third base.
Absolutely excellent. Look at the fielders are turned their back, and everybody's back. So there's no chance. I mean, he goes in easily.
And Bryant was at third. Just Hamill didn't even look, didn't hear him. Now a sacrifice fly brings it 2-0 with Harvey on the mound.
Well, that's a smart base running play. He just gave up a run. He knows he's kind of thinking his way through this situation.
I guess I'd go back. Did Bryant have any chance to come home because it's Harvey? Cut down that runner?
He was set up like they were conceding the run, Doug. I don't.
Yeah, once he had to move a little bit to his left, that's
why I don't concede with these guys. I can't.
And you don't want to.
No, yeah, I don't think you can.
Good speed there. Granderson obviously at third base.
Yeah, it's a high-risk play, but as you mentioned, Harvey don't want to give him even one run to work with.
Let's see if Duda's heads-up base running will pay off.
It's all about how far he has to go over. He's pretty deep right now, so now he's taking a few steps. That's a tough play.
Yeah, but look at he's got,
you got to turn. It's too much risk. I mean, certainly there's a play. You got to be right on though.
Ouch! He hits Duda with a fastball up and in, and Lucas Duda for the second time tonight's been hit by a pitch and kind of looks out at Jason Hamill.
It's all right. I mean, ultimately, Dougie, I think where he was set up told you what he was going to do at third base. He was playing back, so they were conceding that run anyway. But that ball got on him pretty fast, and you got a young player over there too.
No, exactly. I mean, there's the commitment they made to be deep sort of sets their mindset.
Yeah, and Joe Madden must have made that call.
Well, and I'll tell you, that's the difference between a younger pitcher and a veteran pitcher. I'm moving my third baseman in right there.
I don't care what he said over there.
I'm not conceding that, but when you prove to your manager you can make the pitches you need to make, and for me, I'm moving my third baseman in there, and if he hits the ball by him, that's my fault.
Yep. Yeah, there would have been a great play, but there was probably a play to be made. And now Wilmer Flores. One and one. Flores twice tonight retired. He flew out to left, and he popped to the second baseman.
That pitch right there is what happens. It becomes more difficult for Hamill to rely on when you have a runner on third base, which was the advantage of Murphy sort of advancing himself. You get the third, that breaking ball in the dirt becomes a high-risk pitch instead of just the chase pitch.
Fly ball hitter Flores with his 4 home runs, and he'd love to get one of the outfield deep enough to bring in the second run.
I can remember situations having catchers that would ask you to throw a ball down. Let me block one to make sure the hitter doesn't eliminate that ball down out of the zone from the guess.
And this is where the pitcher catcher confidence in each other as a battery is everything. You have to trust he's going to block it. I'm going to do what I need to do to get the out.
He's trying to get a slider double play right
here. Jammed, caught. Everybody back safely to their bases. As Wilmer Flores lines out weakly to Rizzo.
Well, I mean, this is a horrible pitch that turns out awesome, and it's one of the things that for young pitchers, I heard this, and this makes perfect sense. A hanging breaking ball that's a line out is a great pitch. A nasty slider that's a bloop single is a bad pitch. It's all about results. But that's what happens when your stuff's good. When your stuff's good, you can get away making mistakes like that.
Kevin Plawecki now up. Obviously, any ball caught in the outfield is a third out, so the Duda hustle, at least from a sacrifice standpoint, has been erased. But Doug, your point's well taken. A ball in the dirt now could bring a run in.
Well, you have to be certainly mindful. And as a base runner, you got to be ready. But if you're on first base, they're going to be less concerned about you advancing on a ball in the dirt because of the runner on third, so you could get yourself into scoring position.
Best slider he's thrown.
Let's see, Montero's looking at it. All he cares about is third, see what he can do. So being on first base, it's like, okay, thank you, I'll take second.
Calls for another off-speed pitch. Up in the zone, got into the K zone, but called a ball.
It's hard to
call that a strike.
Well, no, that K zone is the front of the plate, which is where the strike zone's supposed to be. Your catcher's sitting almost 3-4 feet behind the plate, so when he catches it, it's nowhere near where it crosses the plate.
It's down.
You're asking the umpire to call a point in space.
Yeah, Montero is absolutely obsessed with Murphy over there to the point where he's even catching the ball and looking at the same time. And he's ducking into those curveballs. So you know, certainly giving it maybe that extra split second to frame it and hold it there may also make a difference.
Off his foot, foul ball.
Oh, the really tough part here is that, you know, with the exception of a horrible wild pitch that hits the bricks and comes back, there is no room to keep the runner at third if the ball gets by you. This is enormous room behind the home plate here.
No, the ball goes every which direction. I mean, it's pinball over there. So you cannot bank on it ricocheting back to you. It's
no pun intended.
Free for all.
Single and a double to lead things off in this inning. Granderson has since scored. Murphy's at third base. Lucas Duda at first. Plawecki in the air. And it'll reach the seats.
He's getting away with a lot there. That was another fastball he misfired by and missed by a wide margin.
It's a big run for the Mets. The Mets, the only National League team that has not lost a game this year in which they've led at any point during the 6th inning or later. And we're in the 6th, and they have a 1-0 lead. White Sox, the other team in the American League, having not lost after leading in the 6th inning. Plawecki on the ground, fielded cleanly with a flip to Russell at second, and they get the out, but they get the run. Matt Harvey's got a lead, and he's been very efficient so far, giving up just 2 hits.
Every certified pre-owned Lexus comes with 100,000 miles of confidence, 161 points of promise. While others are trying to reach high standards, we are setting them. There are many certified pre-owned vehicles, but only a Lexus certified pre-owned vehicle always has been and always will be a Lexus.
This is real buttermilk, where real biscuits come from. This is made from scratch.
The Mile High Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit, only at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
This is how you'll look when you shop at DXL. But this is how you'll feel. All the brands you love, waist size 38 and up, all in one awesome store. DXL, you're looking good.
Bring us your aching and sleep deprived. Bring us those who want to feel well rested. Aleve PM, the only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour pain-relieving strength of Aleve. Be a morning person again with Aleve PM.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Pure, unflavored water with Gatorade-level electrolytes. Introducing Propel Electrolyte Water. Light up your workout.
We're back. Matt Harvey has made 3 starts this year following a Met loss, and he's 3-0 with an 0.83 ERA. Pretty good. He's got 7 Ks tonight. He is your stopper.
Well, listen, the stuff is electric, and he will get you out chasing balls way out of the strike zone because you got to be ready for the 97. That ball right, that's not a great breaking ball. He's been sharper by far, but you're looking at a guy who's not his sharpest, and he gets into the 6th inning and he hasn't given up a thing.
5 innings, no runs, 7 Ks, no walks. Suffered his first loss in either April or May in his last start. That was May 8th at Philadelphia. Gave up 3 runs in 6 innings. That ball's ripped, and what a start for Addison Russell. That one goes to the ivy. Didn't see that coming. We'll take a look at that after John Schaumburg gives us an update.
All right, Ravi, the Dodgers down 2-1 and using the home run ball. Enrique Hernandez, his first of the year, getting the start at shortstop. And that gives them the lead, followed by Jock Peterson. Dodgers on top 4-2 in L.A. Back to Wrigley. Good pitchers duel. J-Ham and the Dark Knight.
Oh, what?
I love that. He just went.
Did he drop J-Ham?
Sure did.
No, Boog, that's a problem.
That's a win for John Shambi, but here trying to tie it, the Cubs. Dexter Fowler try to lay a bunt down. It's going to go foul and stay foul.
Yeah, we were talking between the half inning. You know, I thought with down 1-0, Jason Hamill, I think, was pitching knowing that runner on third was the game for him. Made some big pitches, got out of the inning, kept it one. You got to score to win anyway. So you're that one run, to me, you're thinking, all right, I got to pitch to a no decision tonight. And if you get the runs, great. But that double changes everything for the Cubs.
Fowler with Bryant on deck. They got a pickoff play. Just diving in is Russell. Flores was at the bag. Harvey's looking into his dugout to see if in fact the call was correct. A bit of a high throw. And he indeed was back.
Love your advanced scouts. That's what your pre-series reports will tell you. Who you can do that to, who you can't.
Bunting again, not getting it down, and it's a ball. No offer, 1-1. Well, I asked you too. I said, you got a 1-0 lead. You're Matt Harvey. What's your thinking? Game over? And all of a sudden, a double by the number 9 hitter, Addison Russell.
It's not. It's all. A lot of it's timing. The double coming off, the leadoff double coming off. You just scored a run.
Right. Fouls and 0-2 now to Dexter Fowler.
But I'll go back to the point we talked about earlier, Carl. They're struggling to score runs, the Mets. As hard as it is to get across, this is a great environment for young pitchers to learn in, where every pitch of every inning is a big one, because then you start to get, next year when you're better, you start to appreciate that 6-inning breather you get when you win 6-0.
7 strikeouts in the game for Harvey. Inside.
Great example right there, him trying to overthrow the ball. That ball, you look where he was set up to catch that ball, and you look at where he ended up throwing it. And he, I'm sure he knows it too.
Got him. Strikeout victim number 8, Dexter Fowler, 0 for 3 tonight. He is struck out twice.
One of the things that you do as a pitcher is you adjust. You throw a ball in, you overthrow it. A lot of times it'll tell you, hey, listen, I need to ease back and just make the pitch. They're 2 different pitches. One's a fastball, one's a slider.
Right.
But the feel for the finish is everything. And he made an adjustment off the ball. He overthrew in and threw a nasty slider down around his feet.
And now Chris Bryant singled his last time up. This one's going to get into the seats. You know, the inability of the Mets to deliver with men in scoring position has been one thing. It's a bit of an envy that they may have for somebody like Bryant. Look at his numbers with men in scoring position. 11 for 29, hitting .379 with a home run.
So Doug, I got to ask, there were guys like this that you faced. You knew you were going to get one pitch to hit, and I think he just got it. He got it and didn't get it. Didn't hit it.
Yeah, that's the challenge. But the thing about Bryant, you know, he could let a ball get really deep in the zone and still do damage.
Swings and misses at that. Great pitch from Harvey.
You know, Bryant just has that knack of, you know, I always think of Miguel Cabrera. You know, it's a big comparison, but Cabrera looks like he's beat sometimes. The ball's by him, and he still gets the barrel to the ball. But the difference between Bryant, Cabrera, on that level is that they do it with power. They're late. And they
Manny Ramirez. Manny Ramirez did that.
Yes.
0-2. Nope.
97.
But you can do a lot with runners in scoring position when you have that confidence that you have the time you need. It just buys you time. It's like a quarterback who's got great blockers in front of you. You have all the time in the world to make the right pass. His swing, he has that kind of time, and he can therefore use the whole field with authority.
Oh, he went. That ball got away. Runner to third. They'll throw down to get Bryant. And Russell stays at third base.
Pedro Martinez said it a long time ago, and it turns out to be true. You don't get good hitters out in the strike zone. And to get them to chase, you have to have them. They have to respect things. That ball was down, way down below the zone. But he just threw him a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. So he's got to be ready for that. You won't see him swing like that very often.
9 strikeouts, and now Anthony Rizzo. He's got 5 home runs his last 11 games. Huge on-base machine at 455. Second best in the majors. Fastball high. And I gotta think that from Harvey's perspective, well, look at the guys that follow Rizzo.
The thing about this entire at bat, pitch by pitch, is completely dictated by the guy on deck. The count, your pitch selection, this is your ace. So for me, if you, hey, listen, you want to pitch around them, go ahead. You can, because these guys can get outs pitching around people. But you can't miss here.
And at a certain point, he's got to be like, all right, I'm playing with fire here. You know, you're down 2-0. Because, you know, Rizzo understands the strike zone well.
Well, that's why, Dougie, that's why I always felt like fastball down and away for a power pitcher. If you always have that pitch in your pocket, you can always make that pitch 3-0, 3-1. But if you have a good, now see, they're going to go and do
what seems like the right thing to do, but from an ace mentality, you're not.
No.
I don't want to do that.
Nope. Because you know what this means? There's going to be a guy in the 9th inning hitting that wouldn't be hitting otherwise. In my mind, I'm going to get this guy out. If you know, that's Matt Harvey's mentality. And now I've got to face an extra player, and I don't. That you're turning the lineup over. You're giving Brian a chance to come back up.
78 pitches in the game for Harvey. And now sort of the senior member of this very young Cubs infield, Starlin Castro, comes to the plate. Had a good night last night, had 2 doubles, and had the game-winning RBI in the 6th inning of last night's game. 0 for 2 tonight.
That's a mistake.
I wonder if they're having a harder time, as you said, gripping the ball, because both Hamill and Harvey have been up today.
A lot of times, Carl, especially as a golfer, you understand this. You shoot a 69, you only hit 5 or 10 shots that are perfect. Everything else is mistake management.
Rizzo going, and Castro fouls.
And for both these guys tonight, I thought most of what they've done is manage their mistakes. They haven't been perfect by any stretch, but they've made the pitches they've had to make when they had to make them.
Addison Russell at third base, Rizzo at first. Joe Maddon's team losing 1-0 to the Mets. Castro on the ground, good hop, and Herrera makes the play. So they intentionally walk Rizzo. They get Castro to ground out. Harvey has made it through 6. Dougie, we got Doug check. Doug's off. Doug's gonna sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," so he can't do it from there.
That's gonna be fun.
From the very minute you have this idea that you want to be in business, you need to have that card.
Presentation is everything, because they're not only first impression of you, but now you're handing them this product that really is kind of going to define your business in their mind pretty quickly.
You want a very thick card that feels nice in your client's hand.
I think it's nice to have a choice, because sometimes you want a glossy card, but for other projects, I don't necessarily want all that.
Your business card is a reflection of you. It should say exactly what you want. With a range of design, stock, and finish options at Vistaprint, it will. Get 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
That business card, when I make a connection with someone, has to be phenomenal. It has to be elegant and invoke all the things that Diamond stands for.
Just that professionalism is going to make you, as a business owner, more successful just right off the bat.
Vistaprint.com.
Thank you. There you go.
You're my favorite player on the track.
Thanks, bud.
There you go.
My life is complete. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I please have your autograph? Thank you. You're the best player.
There's nothing worse than feeling like a coward. You never want to feel like, I'm afraid, I'm scared. That's when you start to die. Duel, tequila.
Before I pitch, I hit Subway for my go-to. Fresh-made turkey and cheese on 9-grain wheat, followed by a steady diet of fastballs.
I'm looking forward to Sunday night baseball. Miguel Cabrera, great hitter. And don't forget Matt Carpenter for the St. Louis Cardinals. Baseball rules on ESPN. It's the Tigers and Cardinals Sunday at 8. ESPN. Watch ESPN. Baseball tonight through there for a show at 7 Eastern. Line drive right at the second baseman. And one man down. Relatively quickly is Kirk Nieuwenhuis. Lines out to Addison Russell. We go back to Boog Shambi.
Carl, Phillies and the Pirates. How about the ending to this game? You got Jordy Mercer with a man at third and one out. Jeff Francoeur, he can still throw. In foul ground, the grab, throw to the plate, ball game. Phillies win it 3-2.
Francoeur licking his chops at the idea. Like, oh, wait a minute, you're going to go ahead, please. That arm never quits, Jeff Francoeur, and Papelbon picks up the save. Gilson Herrera bats now for the Mets. Swings and misses at 92. There haven't been many chances for either team, but the few chances they've had, only the Mets have been able to capitalize. Let's see who comes up in that ninth inning, because you know they're going to bat back to those big numbers.
Well, for both these guys, you get this kid early, or you don't get him. And for Matt, leadoff double, that's you have to get that run in.
That's going to drop. Gilson Herrera reaches base with his first hit of the night. And now the pitcher, Matt Harvey, comes up to face Jason Hamill. And here are the numbers of the two pitchers tonight.
Yeah, 14 punch outs, 2 walks, and which is why we've only seen 1 run.
Again, the conditions certainly contribute to a rough night for hitters, but the last couple of nights, the Chicago Cubs and their fans have got to be delighted with Jake Arrieta and now Jason Hamill. As Harvey squares the bunt, looks at a called strike.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier, where you want to be a guy whose your manager has confidence in you to get the ball down on a bunt, because you're at a pitch count where you probably feel good, you want to stay in the game. If you can't handle the bat, you don't in the National League. And with all the interleague play now.
Not going to come back fair. Remember, Dexter Fowler didn't get a bunt down for the Cubs, and that proved to be a big spot, as they had a chance to move Addison Russell, who led off the 6th inning with a double, to third base and have 1 out, and they couldn't do it. Harvey pops that up. Bryant lets it, Rizzo lets it drop. They'll get the double play. What a job by Anthony Rizzo. Harvey just stood and watched it. There's another lesson. And Anthony Rizzo, the wily old veteran, lets it drop. Look at Harvey. Oh, sugar. He's done.
If you're looking for a car that drives you and takes the wheel right from your very hands, this isn't that car. The first and only car with direct adaptive steering. The 328 horsepower Q50 from Infiniti.
Rule 314. Cardinal fans make all other fans see red. Tigers, Cardinals, Sunday at 8. Baseball rules on ESPN.
I don't care. Root for. If they don't win, it's a shame for it. 3 strikes, you're out.
He is so much more than just a pretty face and an Ivy-educated former Major League Baseball player. Doug Glanville can sing it. He brought the crowd here to its feet with the great rendition of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Well, I mean, the fastball is what Matt Harvey's known for, but he's got 3 other plus pitches: the slider, the curveball, the changeup. Again, I don't think he's been as sharp as he could be tonight, but his stuff is so good he can make mistakes, just like Jason Hamill does, in the strike zone, get away with it. You lead off with a double, you put a leadoff runner on, you have to score against guys like this.
81 pitches, 9 Ks. And the New York Mets, even without their closer, Henry Mejia, who was suspended 8 games for performance-enhancing drug use, 17-0 when leading after 6 innings. And Harvey, who just made the last out on a double play in which Anthony Rizzo kind of deked Harvey, figure at least through 8 innings, and the 9th inning is when you'll see Bryant, Rizzo, and Castro again. Wild swing from Miguel Montero at 95.
Now that's where, if I'm Matt Harvey, that second run is huge for me, but also I'm 9 outs away. Now I kind of, Terry Mulholland taught me to count them down from 9. And I know I'm coming in here with 80-some pitches. I need a couple quick ones.
See Zach Roskop warming up out there in the Cub bullpen. So you would say 9, 8, 7.
Yep.
1-2. Checked it, looked third, no swing. Popped up. Every foul ball is just another pitch Harvey's got to throw. Kind of got those cutoff sleeves, though. He's got the whole Dark Knight thing going.
Yeah, I think he enjoys that.
That one is driven to left field. I mean, this is just like no foul territory down there. Like none.
Nope.
And Bartman flashbacks all of a sudden.
Well, that's the same. Fenway was the same way. I mean, there's nothing. Kind of surprising me you haven't seen more batting champions come out of this organization. It's because of that. There is no foul territory once you get out to the field of play.
So you're not fouling out. You're not popping up like in Oakland.
Yeah, there's 10, 15, 20 outs.
Good job by Montero. We've seen a few guys swing at that pitch tonight. Chris Bryant being one. Montero did single in the 2nd inning. How about Matt Harvey issuing a walk? Time for you to vote for your All-Stars. The 2015 Esurance Major League Baseball All-Star Game ballot for the All-Star Game. Vote at MLB.com/vote. All the excitement of the 86th Major League Baseball All-Star Game is on July 14th. How many of the players on the field tonight will be there? But how about at the walk?
3-2 breaking ball.
Strike to Jorge Soler. We've seen him tonight just look terrible on off-speed pitches. And you see that his batting average on hard stuff, fastballs, is 350, and the soft stuff, it's under 200. And boy, he does fish at that.
Well, because he's got to be ready for the 97. And, you know, this is where, when you get to the big leagues, there are things you see here you cannot see anywhere else. And that's kind of what he's featured. I still can't get past the 3-2 breaking ball in a 1-0 game to walk the leadoff hitter. That was confusing.
Looking for his 10th strikeout of the game. Misses away with a fastball at 96. Remember, Harvey started the season off with getting at least 7 strikeouts in his first 4 starts, and then he kind of went low. 3 strikeouts May 1st, 4 in his last start, and tonight the strikeout counts back up. Some of that has to do with the team you're facing, but he faced the Phillies in his last start, and they're not a great hitting team.
Well, again, he's still, from an innings perspective, he's a little over a season's worth of innings into his career. The things you have to learn. You know, that leadoff hitter was its own little course for him when he looks back on this game. Because, and you talk to young pitchers, the on-base percentage of a walk is 1,000. There's no way around it.
Yep.
Right? So if he throws a 3-2 fastball right down the middle in that count, best hitter in the game is going to hit 500, 510. You still have a 49 to 50% chance of getting an out there. It's 1-0. Solo home run ties the game.
Soler fouls it down the third baseline.
But with his stuff, you have to make hitters earn their way on. You know, I'm one of those guys that, for me, any season where he ends up with the walk total around his start total, he'll win a Cy Young.
With his 9 strikeouts tonight, he's got 47 strikeouts on the season. And with his 1 walk, 6. 47 and 6.
6 walks and what? 7 starts? 8 starts? Yeah. And you want to take advantage of that inside half in April and May when you can.
Yeah. Well, a lot of pitches being thrown this inning by Harvey's standards. Soler, double play ball. Herrera, Flores got him. Second double play that Jorge Soler was hit into tonight. And that's a Harvey helper.
Huge, huge. I keep looking at this pitching staff and thinking, you put a defense behind them, an infield defense, you got something pretty special. David Wright's not back yet. Travis d'Arnaud is supposedly very good behind the plate
and was hitting really well this season, something he hadn't done previous years.
I'll tell you, the other thing I noticed watching this game tonight was his tempo, Matt's tempo. A lot of shakeoffs, 2 and 3 and 4 pitch shakeoffs, which is just these two working together. But tempo is a big thing for any good pitcher.
Coughlin went deep last night, fouls that one off.
Yeah, so you're looking right now. I know, right? I need this hitter. If I want a shot at going in the 8th inning, I need to get this hitter out right here.
Because Terry Collins is starting to get some people up in that bullpen down there.
See, and that's when I look over to the bench and give the manager like a wicked bad face.
Carlos Torres has been very good for the Mets.
Oh, it's never about the reliever.
No,
you know, it's always about, in Matt Harvey's mind, he's his own closer.
Got a break there on a ball that was out of the strike zone. A double play and a sky-high pop-up, and Matt Harvey is through another one. He's gone through 7, given up only 3 hits and no runs. Mets get a 1-0 lead.
Lennox makes the most energy-efficient system you can find, which means the appliance you use the most will also save you the most.
This is amazing.
I love this car.
Real people are discovering surprising things at Chevy.
This is a road trip car.
We're sold. It's so pretty.
They're good-looking cars. It feels great.
Perfect. This is not what I would expect from a Chevy at all.
Get more than you expect for less than you imagined at the Chevy Memorial Day sale going on now. Get cash back for 15% of the MSRP on select 2015 models in stock the longest. That's over $4,000 on this Chevy Equinox. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Wendy's new jalapeno fresco chicken is so deliciously hot, it's generating reactions from everyone.
Jalapeno wearing sunglasses, fire flame, fire flame.
Hands clapping, thumbs up.
Wendy's new jalapeno fresco, our signature spicy chicken with fresh jalapenos and ghost pepper sauce. How will you react?
It's nearly Memorial Day, so hurry into Lowe's for these great deals, like the Charbroil Advantage Series 4-burner gas grill, now only $249, plus the Safford patio set for only $598. So before this Memorial Day, come to Lowe's and enjoy special savings.
We need snacks in here. Do you have any?
Pretzels, granola bars, energy bars, trail mix.
Nuts?
Cashews, pistachios, pecans, walnuts, almonds.
Cost a lot?
Peanuts.
Maybe not your best.
No. Make on budget happen, make break time happen. Staples, make more happen.
Did you know that DirecTV rated higher than cable in customer satisfaction for the 14th year in a row? But don't just take my word for it. Take it straight from my horse's mouth.
Yes, she's right. Anyway, back to my story. So there I was in Tijuana, and this guy comes up to me and says, "How would you like to be in showbiz?" And that's how I met Dickie Wittenberger. A horrible agent, but a beautiful man.
Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
ESPN's Wednesday Night Baseball from Chicago, brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads and DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. First pitch of the inning, Jason Hamill to Curtis Granderson. As we are underway in the top of the 8th inning. Hamill set to lead off next inning. So had they got to him, he would not be out here now, but no need to pinch hit for him because he never came up. So he cruises with only 89 pitches thrown. Granderson scored the only run of the game. Reached base safely in the 6th inning. Daniel Murphy double. And he strikes out here. D Fresh, I believe they're calling him on Twitter for
nobody's calling him D Fresh
for his performance of the take me out to the ball game.
Yeah, I had to reach down into the lower level of the singing quality.
No. That was chart topping.
Yeah,
I mean, you weren't a Mike Ditka, but I mean, you were impressive.
You have to be just bad enough to not be good, but fire it up. That's my
fans
theory.
were into it.
Yeah, they
And his name's not D Fresh.
No. Whatever it takes.
What is it?
I accept any nickname. It's okay.
No, don't play his game.
Should we go with Dizzle?
Nope.
We had what did it sound like? Yeah, let me hear.
Let me hear you.
Let's run this thing back. 3 strikes, you're out.
What is he, Barry White?
He did go deep on us.
You did.
You got to go down an octave.
You went Barry White on us.
Fire it up.
You weigh like 77 pounds.
The Fresh Prince of Penn. I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, I got warm now because I had to go from here to the booth, which is, I think, 6.2 miles. And I was looking for like a zip line to come back. It would have been much more efficient. But here I am.
Are you one of those people that since you manage the 6.2, miles, you now put that in the back of your car? Like those people who run.
Oh, yeah. 20,
Yep. I've done it.
26-2, 13-1.
Yep, my wife has it.
She has the 26-2?
Yep,
well, she deserves
done 8 of them.
Yeah. Well, plus, she's been around you. That's like 100 marathons. Shonda Schilling is an angel.
Stop.
No, an angel.
She is an angel.
What she's put up with. Oh,
please.
Well, speaking of wives, I have to say happy birthday to my lovely wife in Hartford, Connecticut.
Never have enough points.
There you go.
Good breaking pitch from Hamill to Kadire. What were they saying up there, Doug, about the game tonight? What was sort of going back and forth through all the people?
Oh yeah, they're fired up. Well, it's cool. I think I had that fortunate moment. Playoff time. 2003, and it's like that moment. A lot of people in Chicago remember where they were.
Dyer. Oh, nice play by Bryant.
Nice.
Yeah, you know what we'll do, Doug? Since we're just having an ode to Doug Glanville, we'll take a look at that triple that you hit in the postseason when we come back. You're a singer, you're a hitter, you're D-fresh.
Well, no, he's not.
Cavs Bulls at 8, Rockets Clippers at 10:30 tomorrow on ESPN.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for Better Car Replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Bring us your aching and sleep deprived. Bring us those who want to feel well rested. Aleve PM, the only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour pain-relieving strength of Aleve. Be a morning person again with Aleve PM.
So...
Yes?
French fries and I are pregnant. And we're having chicken fries.
Everybody just calm down.
Again?
There's just no stopping true love. Chicken fries are back at Burger King.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Welcome back, everyone. Wednesday night baseball. We're at Wrigley Field. The Mets got a 1-0 lead. The good news for Cubs fans is Matt Harvey's out of the game. Also some good news for the Cubs fans. Of course, Doug Glanville played with him, 96, 97, then again in 03. This was the hit we talked about going to break. Dougie Fresh with the triple, game-winning triple, 11th inning of the 2003 NLCS. Yeah, you smile for that one, Doug.
Yeah, it was a moment for the ages. I tell you, and you think about all the years, that was the only time I made the postseason, and it just all crystallized, especially looking back. Like, that's so special. All the champagne we were popping, I was like, this is what all the champions were doing all this time. So there's nothing like it, nothing like it.
Yeah. The guy sitting next to me knows about those champagne celebrations with his World Series, but it's been a while. 86 for the Mets, and of course the 100-year drought plus for the Chicago Cubs.
I got to play with Dougie too. That was some kind of fun. Pitched to the big part of the ballpark.
Now Carlos Torres takes over, and the pinch hitter is Wellington Castillo. Carlos Torres, they got Alex Torres and Carlos Torres. Alex is the lefty, and Carlos is the righty, and Carlos has been good. He's allowed just 1 run his last 7 1/3. This one's going to get out of play. So the decision right away, maybe even before anything happens here, you good with getting Harvey out with his pitch count, getting through that inning?
Who am I? The manager or the pitcher?
Well, you're the pitcher.
No, not at all. No, there's 6 outs to go. This is, and I always felt like as a number one, true number ones, that's your 9 innings. They pay you to pitch those 9, not, you know, eventually as you get older, you realize, you know, you get paid to win, but those are the 9 innings I'm tasked to take care of. And coming out before the 9th, and I was raised, Johnny Padres is the guy that kind of taught me, and those guys taught it old school, which I like.
That's a pretty good pitch. Torres didn't get the strike call, and he goes to 3-2.
So you wonder if, you know, how much do you think Schilling plays, you know, early season, recovery, weather, you know, in terms of Harvey?
Well, you know, Dougie, I don't know. I do know that you got a guy managing that when you talk about Johan Santana and all that happened, he still talks about that as painful. This is, and they're a step away, I think, from being a legitimate contending team year in and year out. And this is the guy at the front of your rotation. So there is no downside to taking him out unless you lose the game. But he's going to feel good about himself, which is the big thing.
3-2, ground ball, third base. Murphy got him. 1 man down. All right, so Harvey out of the game, and it's time now for tonight's Lennox Player of the Game, and it is Harvey. He went 7 innings. He got that strikeout total back up to sort of typical Harvey standards, and he walked just 1. 9 strikeouts, 2 walks, I should say. and only 3 hits. He left after 100 pitches. Those are decisions you talk about too, you know, sort of on baseball tonight, because Corey Kluber had 18 strikeouts tonight. He could have brought him out for the 9th inning, the 20 strikeout mark.
Yep.
But 100+ pitches, and Francona said, no, we're not doing that either.
And those 115 or so pitches in a 2-0 game are like 230.
Right. Strike one, Addison Russell. He got that big double in the 6th inning.
This kid's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
And now you got action from Hector Rondon and Zach Ruskup, the righty and the lefty, in the Cub bullpen. Let's start with Lucas Duda, Wilmer Flores when they bat in the 9th inning. We're looking at Bryant, though, and Rizzo and Castro again in this game. That one threw it into right field. And as Dexter Fowler comes up, we quickly go back to the studio and John Shambi.
Ravi, they're going back and forth in L.A. We showed you the home run from the Dodgers. Here's Giancarlo Stanton with the bases loaded, a 2-run single. Miami back on top. Back to Ravi Schill and Dougie Fresh.
You got it.
Really?
I feel like Boog is starting to really just get comfy in that studio tonight.
The effect you're having, I'm going to say the infection you're having is troublesome.
One of those positive ones.
Nope.
Now Dexter Fowler couldn't get a bunt down when he batted after that Russell bunt double in the 6th. See if he can move a runner up with a hit this time. And then you got Bryant and Rizzo coming up.
Well, I think the last time Fowler was trying to bunt, he was trying to also kind of, well, let me bunt for a hit too. And that's when you kind of lose the sacrifice touch, when you're sort of moving at the same time.
Big hole between 1st and 2nd, and that one gets away, and down into scoring position goes Addison Russell. I have no idea what the result's going to be, but there's a totally different feel with Harvey out of the game.
Well, for both teams. And the problem is, again, that's an enormous miss, and that can't happen, number one. But this changes everything about the rest of this sequence and the guy on deck. I mean, I'm thinking, as a pitcher right here, let him do whatever he's going to do. He moves the runner to 2nd. I put Bryant on 1st, and then I go lefty on lefty or righty. You know, I'm mixing and matching, but Bryant's going to hit, or he's going to hit a righty anyway.
Yeah, the Mets have really depleted a bullpen with injuries with lefties. They really don't have one. The ground, foul ball. Bryant on deck, Anthony Rizzo in the hole. The 2 big stud hitters for the Cubs.
Well, that's what I was saying, Carl. Can you imagine putting Troy Tulowitzki behind a Rizzo? I mean, that guy in that slot behind those 2 completely changes what they can do.
They just have so many, as you see. Juris Familia, he's the closer. They have so many guys that can play shortstop between Castro and Russell. Tulowitzki may make more sense for the Mets. 1-1 to Fowler. Into right field. Granderson charges. Russell being waved on. Here's the throw. Cut off. We're tied, and in a rundown is Fowler, and he's tagged out, but it's 1-1. No win for Harvey.
Well, but one of the challenges is when a reliever's a thrower, they tend to miss bigger, and that was kind of close to the location. Slowed the ball down with the slider. He got a good swing, good at bat.
And now watch when Fowler takes his turn here. Now this is a pretty deep play. You have to know whether you're trading your out for Russell. But Russell makes it pretty easily, so the only time it's worth as the trail runner to get caught is if you're trading yourself for an out at the plate.
Chris Bryant fouls one out of play to the right side. You can just hear the exhaling on the Cub bench when Harvey was taken out of the game. I'm sure you're hearing a lot of things on that inside Matt Harvey's mind right now. Bryant with 2 outs. Bottom 8.
But, you know, as we discussed earlier, in fairness to the Mets bullpen, they've been phenomenal the whole season long. They really have not given a whole lot of leads up late in the game. So, you know, those percentages certainly still are, or still were, in their favor when they made that decision.
Well, they hadn't lost a game. We made mention of that. They had not lost a game in which they had a lead at any point during the 6th inning or later, and this was the case tonight. That wild pitch, which allowed Addison Russell to get into scoring position, also set that run up for the Cubs.
See, here's the problem with guys that throw like this. As a thrower, you can't miss like that to a hitter like this. You're not going to get swings. You have to be around the box. You have to be in an area, or, you know, you go way in and then come back in. He's missed by a wide margin.
Bryant rolls one over to short. Hustles, but he's thrown out. But the Chicago Cubs have done what they needed to do. They got Harvey out of the game, and then they tied the game.
Go take the trail less traveled and save on the gear you need at Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. Check out the new Tracker boats, now featuring the Tracker Promise, the best factory warranty in aluminum boats.
Hi, can you open the razor case, please?
Photo ID.
I'm just grabbing some razors.
Grabbing?
It's almost like they don't want you to buy their razors. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors for just a few bucks.
Bring on the big arms, the bigger bats, and the biggest moments of the season with the MLB Extra Innings package on DirecTV. Get up to 100 live games a week in your rotation. Feel the heat of every pitch in HD. Go deep with up to 8 games previewed on one channel. And with MLB.TV included, catch all the action on over 400 devices for the same game-changing price. It's a whole new ballgame when the season follows you. Swing for the fences and watch your favorite team no matter where you live with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
You could win tickets to Live Nation experiences from Fall Out Boy and more. Follow us on Twitter and hashtag Out of the Blue with a picture of Pepsi.
Taco Bell's new Steak Double Dia. 2 helpings of juicy marinated steak inside of a cheesy quesadilla with a side of chips and salsa. Unbox it only at Taco Bell.
Hello. Scott, we're here because we love you. You fed your lawn earlier this spring, and now you're at it again. We're concerned.
Thanks, neighbours. But summer's on its way. While the grass may look bonny green and lovely now, it still needs a late spring feeding to keep it that way. Another feeding now with Scott strengthens and helps defend your lawn from the brutal heat and heavy use to come.
Let's go feed. Yeah.
Go feed. Get Scott's Turf Builder lawn food. Feed your lawn. Feed it. Scott's is proud to be the official lawn care company of Major League Baseball.
This Sunday on SportsCenter in partnership with Dove Men Plus Care. Isaiah Bird is a 7-year-old legless wrestler who finds strength on the mat with help from his caring coach. SportsCenter featured. It presents Isaiah Bird No Excuses. You can see that Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. SportsCenter featured stories so inspirational in many ways. This will be another one.
Awesome story.
So now, having tied the game up, the whole complexion of the game changes. Zach Roskup comes in 13 games. You see his ERA, a whip of 0.75, and a good control pitcher against Lucas Duda for the New York Mets. Swings and misses. Got a lot of Met fans, I'm sure. 100 pitches. Harvey, he wasn't due up. And let's leave him in the game, and let's see if he can at least get through the 8th inning and maybe not see the Bryants and the Rizzos for a 3rd time or 4th time. Duda over the outstretched arm of Bryant. And here come the Mets to lead things off in the 9th with the leadoff man on. Duda's improved dramatically in his ability to spray the ball the other way.
Well, relievers in the big leagues, one of the most important stats is that first hitter you face. and he made some real quality breaking ball pitches right up into that point. That's the pitch, that's the count you have to execute, and he didn't. Great at bat.
All right, so Joe Madden starts to work the bullpen. Roskup out. Mets leadoff man on in the 9th, tied at 1.
Announcing the Summers on Us sales event from Kia. It's our best offer of the year. We'll make your first 3 monthly payments, plus 0% financing for up to 66 months on the Sporty Optima and the high-tech Forte. Both backed by our 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So hurry in to your Kia retailer today. The first 3 payments on us, plus 0% financing for up to 66 months, only at the Kia Summers on Us sales event.
People tell me stories without saying one word. So I listen. Then I give it back. What are you chasing? Hennessy. Never stop, never settle.
Before I pitch, I hit Subway for my go-to. Fresh made turkey and cheese on 9-grain wheat, followed by a steady diet of fastballs.
You know, I think about money kind of a lot.
Money's freedom. Money's always on my mind.
Car insurance.
Credit cards.
Preschool.
Mortgage. Debt. It's tough. It's not easy.
I'm not a good budgeter.
Unfortunately, I'm a spender.
I would love to learn more about finances.
Savings.
Investments, retirement.
The more educated I am, the better decisions I can make in the future.
I got an idea. It's about Vinny and the boys and how they started from nothing. Turned it into all of this.
What kind of studio are you running around here?
Ari, I'm gonna walk off this project.
If it fails, you go down in flames quicker than Hindenburg. This could get ugly. Trust me, it's all good.
Their blind loyalty to each other is kind of charming.
If it doesn't work out, we can always move back to Queens with Ma, right? I don't want to go back to Queens, bro. I like the weather out here too much.
Entourage, rated R, in theaters June 3rd.
All right, we're back. So Zach Roskup faces one, gives up a hit. He's out of the game. Mets and Cubs tied at 1 in the 9th inning, and Hector Rondon is now in. Big right-hander to Wilmer Flores. Fair ball, throw down to second. Out at second. Question I have, was that a tag because there was no force play?
Interference?
He's got to call interference on the batter, Flores. Well, he seemed not to make any effort to get out of the way, nor get in the way. Interesting call coming up here.
All right.
Yeah, this is...
He tagged the batter, causing that to be a tag play.
He tagged the batter, and that needed to be a tag play at second.
Right.
And not a force. He had to tag him because he jumped all over him. He tags him on the helmet there.
I don't know if he tagged him.
Yeah, I think he tagged him on the helmet. And then the throw down, Castro played it as if it was a force, which it wasn't.
Also, look at the bunt, though, with Flores. I mean, he just stabs at the ball. You know, so he never really gets squared.
Right there, he tags.
He's out. He's out.
Yep.
But Castro just played it as a force. So the sacrifice, in a sense,
good
worked.
sack bunt.
Interesting sack.
All about results.
But I mean, you know, just mechanically, Flores, he didn't square. He didn't really set the angle. He, you know, it was almost like he was slash bunting. Or, you know, so you got to get out there as a hitter, be set, and have your angle set at the bat, and you're just catching the ball. And you know, he kind of almost swung at it in a partial way, and that's usually where you lose total control over where the barrel is, and you can't be accurate.
Dougie, I see more and more hitters try and make that turn that into a hit rather than you're conceding the out.
Yeah, you have to let that go, because this is, you know, critical move right here.
Now Kevin Plawecki. The other part of it is if Castro were really aware, he would have known that the tag was made, because the home plate ump right away, Paul Emmel, made the call out. He had a chance to tag him for the double play.
And Castro is kind of stretching, almost trying to make sure, almost acting like a first baseman to get the force.
Plawecki playable in center field for Fowler, who's under it. and makes the catch. No tag for Duda. No real chance to pinch run for Duda either in a tie game. You want to make sure his bat stays in that lineup. And you don't really have any options on the bench which would improve that. You know, in a tie game like this is really where you kind of notice the difference in the offensive side of things for the Cubs versus the Mets.
Well, it gets back to fundamentals. When you have a leadoff double, you know, for both of you have to score. Those are fundamental things. You look at the Cubs had that leadoff double when Addison doubled off of Matt.
Yep.
In a game that's pitched this well, the leadoff base runner getting on is a rally. It's almost like the postseason.
Again, plenty of room down that right field line for Neuenhuis, who did pull that one, but into the dugout. Right fielder Jorge Soler is dug. I mean, he's shaded to the part of the grass that's cut the other way.
He's out there. They're giving up that right field line. And as a base runner here, you know, Duda's he's got to get a good secondary lead. Just put himself in a position to score absolutely on any single hit anywhere. You know, left field, Coughlin's, you know, he's pretty deep. So, you know, Duda's just got to scan, do his scan of the outfield, know where they are, and get a good jump.
Even a shallow ball to right field down the line is going to score Duda.
Oh, easily.
But he doesn't get it. Look at the expression by Miguel Montero as Rondon gets the strikeout. They strand the runner at second. The big fella Anthony Rizzo and all his power leads off the bottom of the ninth for the Chicago Cubs.
And broker Chris Hill stays at La Quinta and fires up free Wi-Fi with a network that's now up to 5 times faster than before. You know what he can do?
Let's see if he's ready.
He can swim with the sharks. Book your next stay at LQ.com.
Introducing the Sirloin Third Pound Burgers from McDonald's. They're 100% sirloin topped with premium ingredients, and they're only around for a limited time. That's not the only reason you need to hurry.
Rabble, rabble.
Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts.
The Irwin curve jaw pliers have 3 times the gripping power of traditional locking pliers. And the power slot pliers go through wire with half the effort. Irwin Vice Grip Pliers.
Only in the way, want it only on the day, want it only with the instant, and every single day, want it only in the way, want it only on the day, want it only with the instant, and every single day, want it you. Energetic place, you want it any kind of place, you want a little bit of light to get to the final place, you want it energetic place, you want it any kind of place, you want a little bit of light to get to the final place, you want it you.
Chase Freedom. The card is for the essentials. The cash back is for the fun. Chase, so you can.
Maybe we could live in a house like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Why do we enforce seatbelt laws? Because in real life, you don't get a second chance.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Center comes up next. It's the Capitals and Rangers Game 7 in overtime as we speak. What we may very well be doing if the Cubs can't score in the bottom of the ninth. And they've seen Rob Gronkowski all day on Sports Center. Odell Beckham Jr. gets the big show. That's coming up with John Anderson and John Butchergross. Shout out to Scott Van Pelt, too, on his contract extension and the return to Sports Center at midnight Eastern time in the near future.
Gronk lost.
Gronk out, Odell Beckham Jr. on the Madden cover.
It's a little disappointing for Patriots fans. It's been a bad week.
It's been a rough week. I don't think there's an appeal process in that one.
There better be.
Anthony Rizzo. No, I mean for Gronk.
Well, probably, maybe, right? That's the language. There probably, maybe he can appeal. Although that catch Beckham made was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yes.
Wow. Oh.
1-1. You saying no for the pitch?
No. Yes, no for the pitch.
Tough night to end it with a walk-off home run given the wind and the temperature, but Rizzo's about as big and strong as anybody on this Cub team.
Yeah, I have a feeling that when he drives the ball, it's weather agnostic. It doesn't matter where he's playing.
Well, the balls that are hit higher, they're the ones really getting affected, but your only hope is smoking the ball, low line drives. But it's a tough night.
Hey, Doug, I'm curious, do you think the wind pattern here has changed with the scoreboards going up, the new scoreboards?
Well, what I love about it is, even the fans are like anecdotally saying, yeah, I saw batting practice, but it's got to change something. This is huge out here. Just the swirl. I mean, the flags don't necessarily tell you direction. Because that's way higher, but below sort of stadium level, you get a different effect. So for me as an outfielder, I just pick up grass, pick it up, see what happens.
Should get a good pitch to hit at 3-1. Oh. 3-2 to Anthony Rizzo.
This park's amazing. They can play so small and so huge.
Leads off the bottom of the ninth with a single to right. Anthony Rizzo on board for the Cubs. And as good as Torres has been, this hasn't been good Torres tonight.
Well, Rizzo is really thriving off of his discipline. So he lays off. You can tell his approach. He's like, I'm going to stay short. He's got total plate coverage, very confidently taking those pitches. So he's right on top of it, just waiting for his pitch. And once he gets one a little bit out over the middle, boom. But he shortens up. Look at, he's choking up on the bat. And that's what Rizzo does. And I talked to Joe Madden before the game about it. He's willing to choke up, get a two-strike approach, take the base hit. And now he's been stealing bases. They got a good pinch runner now to put themselves into scoring position by the base pass.
Starlin Castro up. How about Anthony Rizzo? His on-base percentage of .455 coming into the game. Second in the majors, only behind Matt Holliday, and he's been on 3 times with a single. He was intentionally walked. He was hit by a pitch. And now pinch run for Castro.
Well, if you've learned anything over the years about Theo, he brings players in, young players, and one of their #1 strengths is always plate discipline.
Yeah. Well, the Cubs rank first in number of pitches seen in the National League. You know who's first in the major leagues? The Red Sox. So the whole Theo sort of mentality of getting that never left Boston when he did, and the Cubs now have adopted
it. Look back at those offenses he built with Manny and David and Damon, and it wasn't that they were incredibly deep, which they were. You could shut them out for 6 innings, but you'd throw 115 pitches doing it. And that's what's happening here. Like I said, you put a legitimate 4-hole guy behind Anthony Rizzo. You got Fowler, Bryant, Rizzo, and a big bopper, and that's or Jorge Soler gets that strike zone discipline. This becomes a terrifying lineup.
Runner goes. That one's through. Sir around second, hustling into third base. Safe at third, and the men are on the corners for the Cubs. Carlos Torres continues to give it up here.
Well, I know you and I have talked about it in the past, Doug. You've seen these guys. When you're a reliever and you're a thrower, you throw hard, but you throw more than you pitch. This is what happens. You end up leaving more balls in the middle plate than not. And those balls get hit. Good aggressive base running.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You only take out Rizzo on the bases if you're going to do just this. Go first to third, put pressure on. Because Rizzo in his own right's got some speed. He has 7 stolen bases on the year, so it's a bold move. But if you're going to put that kind of pressure on the base pass, that's Joe Madden's gamble that we're going to score, and we're going to score now.
Carlos Torres last pitched on the 10th of May. He threw an inning against Chicago. So here he is now a couple of days, 3 days later. The lefty, Sean Gilmartin. The lefty is now up in Miguel Montero. We're going to intentionally walk Montero to get to Jorge Soler, who we've seen tonight really struggle, especially with off-speed stuff.
So, Curt, what do you think about automatic 4-go without us having to throw it?
Oh, I love it. I love it, except I play with guys who couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I get it. I mean, I've seen guys that catcher moves out of the box and he's hitting the mascot.
Doug asking, instead of having the 4 pitches, how about just saying go to first base? And in an effort to improve pace of play and speed of game and all that. Terry Collins is going to make a change. And likely the righty coming in. And it makes some sense. They're going to bring in Juris Familia. He has been their closer. So inheriting runners, a little different feel for him. But here he comes. The Cubs having him loaded. Nobody out. Bottom 9th of a tie game.
I don't want to live with the uncertainties of Hep C.
Or wonder whether I should seek treatment. I am ready.
Because today, there's Harvoni, a revolutionary treatment for the most common type of chronic hepatitis C. Harvoni is proven to cure up to 99% of patients who've had no prior treatment. It's the one and only cure that's one pill once a day for 12 weeks. Certain patients can be cured with just 8 weeks of Harvoni. With Harvoni, there's no interferon, and there are no complex regimens. Tell your doctor if you have other liver or kidney problems or other medical conditions, and about all the medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Harvoni should not be taken with any medicines containing amiodarone, rifampin, or St. John's wort. It also should not be taken with any other medicine that contains Sovaldi. Side effects may include tiredness and headache.
I am ready to put Hep C behind me.
I am ready to be cured.
Are you ready? Ask your Hep C specialist if Harvoni is right for you.
People tell me stories without saying one word. So I listen. Then I give it back. What are you chasing? Hennessy. Never stop, never settle.
It's time. The closeout is there. The comeback is possible. It's time to believe. Cavs Bulls at 8, Rockets Clippers at 10:30. Tomorrow on ESPN.
Indianapolis 500, Sunday, May 24th at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific on ABC.
Johnny Manel has come on to catch right now for the New York Mets. Their closer, Juris Familia, who's been really effective in that role, about as effective as you can be. He's tied for the Major League lead in saves, 13 for 13. He's allowed 1 earned run his last 12 1/3. With 14 strikeouts, he's got a strikeout guy at the plate. Mets have 5 infielders on the infield.
I would imagine you'll see slider and then another 12 to 13 sliders.
At least, maybe 20.
1?
I mean, Soler just needs to eliminate the left side of the field. Just forget it. Just try to get something elevated, go the other way. Because it's going to be a steady diet here. And if he sees any fastball, it's going to be at his eyes or in the dirt.
Good job by Manel there behind home plate. That's the game-winning run he just saved.
That was Lundqvist in the Rangers.
Yes, it was.
Holy cow. I mean, 43-foot fastball.
Oh.
Yeah, that gets by his glove. That goes to the wall.
You might catch the ricochet.
It may have beaten Matt Caesar, who's down there at third base, as the pinch runner coming hard off that brick.
Go back to the slider.
You know, this is really where you kind of separate the big leagues from everything else. That's a filthy pitch, but that's also the pitch he's going to see for the rest of this season until he is able to either A, adjust, or B.
It was also a ball.
Yeah, well, but again, you're protected 95. You have to start early.
1-2. Just a terrific job by Monell, who's come on to catch 2 great blocks.
Well, you know, the amazing thing about a game in a situation like this is how fundamental everything is. That's the routine, the block that you practice every day in spring training. That's nothing special. That's hard work. The guy at third base, the secondary lead, it's fundamental stuff that's going to end up winning this game. Or Solaire's going to get a hold of one and hit the win trust sign.
Soler gone, and not even close on pitches that were not strikes.
Yeah, and that was the one. Yep. That was a good pitch, but that was the one, and he did not have to throw another strike, and that you just can't consistently do that. If you do that, you're gonna strike out 250 times if you stay up in the big leagues.
Or more.
Yeah.
Remember, 47 strikeouts coming into the game, and 2 more tonight.
But you want to see adjust. You want to see him start to move away from that as the season goes on.
And now Chris Coughlin.
Wow.
Familius now walked a guy if Soler actually didn't swim.
He's thrown 1 strike, and he's got 1 out. But the thing that blows me away, you got a catcher that's been sitting for a couple hours in this weather. He's come out and made some tremendous stops.
Kirk Neuenhuis has joined the infield. Now he just moves to the right of second base. So 3 on the right side for Coughlin. And now 2-0.
The challenge and the tough part about a pitcher like this for him is he throws more than he pitches. Guys that can handle good fastballs will get a pitch to hit.
You take it until you get a strike?
Don't ask me, because at the plate I haven't seen a pitch yet.
He hasn't thrown any strikes.
Two and one. Look at K-zone. There's not a lot of balls inside that square.
Well, it's interesting with the 5, infielders. They're saying, okay, forget the double play. So as an infielder, you gotta go home.
Well, or the hard hit ball double play at home and then to first.
So they're trying to really cut that runner down at home.
Three and one more ball wins the game for the Cubs. Setting up a literal potential walk-off. Cub fans apparently wanted to get home to see the end of something. They're booing, and they're just 1 pitch away from winning this one.
Yeah, they're also like frozen to their seats. So they're trying to figure out a way to thaw out. Oh, that's right. That might be B. That might be B.
Juris Familia, his last 5 appearances, he has not walked a batter. It was an intentional one tonight, but he has not unintentionally walked anybody in his last 5. Ball 4, game over. The Chicago Cubs come back and beat the New York Mets 2-1. took Matt Harvey out of the game, did Terry Collins, and the bullpen, who has been so good, not good tonight. Carlos Torres struggled mightily. And then the guy that's been entrusted with a closer's role, Jeurys Familia, walks in the game-winning run. First time the Mets had a lead in the 6th and ended up losing a game this season. Harvey and Hamill were outstanding to start. And tonight it was the inability of the Mets to get the runs they needed and a balky bullpen, which is something that we have not said a lot this season. For our crooner, our Take Me Out to the Ball Game guy, Doug Glanville and Curt Schilling, I'm Karl Ravech. Hope you've enjoyed this presentation of Wednesday Night Baseball all season long. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Sundays, and of course baseball tonight all year long, every night. Sports Center coming up right now on ESPN.